So we're good to go.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and go because Steph has some announcements too. But I'm Whitney Hebel. I'm the Superstar Director of Simply Grace and Grit. We now live in North Carolina. Just moved from Tennessee. We are settled and getting situated. Super excited to come and just chat with y'all about all of the amazingness that Cincy is offering right now to us and to our new people. So this is going to be interactive. Me and Steph are just here to facilitate. We're not here to train for y'all. So this is going to be interactive. So I'm super excited to hear from y'all and get to know some of y'all too.
My name is Steffi Malbro, and I was just responding to somebody in the comments. So Victoria, she had to use her browser to get here. It wouldn't let her use the app. That might be something that we are learning with this new extension. So this isn't Zoom specifically. This is an extension on Zoom that we're able to have this. So it means home office now isn't capped on the number of people who are here. And I don't know what else makes this any different. This will be recorded and it'll be uploaded to your workstation tomorrow, roughly, but everything's done manually. So we are all extending Jason Harwood grace because he is a one-man show who sends the link to Whit and I to be able to join this, to lead this, to hit the record button. That's on us to remember to get that to him. And then he uploads it, transcribes it, all of those things as well. So if you guys hear of anybody having problems with the app, that might be something that we're learning as we go, that maybe this doesn't work in the typical Zoom app and it's the extension. So my name's Steffi Malbro. I am a Superstar Director. I live in Arizona and I've got a couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys and then maybe we can have an open discussion going on in the chat. If you are just hopping on, if you can mute yourself. I know for me it's 6 o'clock here on the West Coast, but for you guys 9 o'clock, you probably have husbands with TVs on in the background, kids taking baths, dogs barking. So to keep us from going squirrel on you, if you could mute yourself, that would be great. So how many of you guys were on? You can throw it in the chat or give an emoji, however that works, a reaction on End of Month Live, or have been able to get onto your workstation and see one of the announcements. I see Kate's hand. Thanks, friend. Perfect. I love that. So if you guys heard, we are having an addition to an incentive for when it comes to sponsoring and growing your frontline. We rolled out that incredible incentive challenge last month, and now they just like upped the ante and put more icing on the cake, so to speak, for us. So this is for anyone. Any person can take advantage of this opportunity, and quite honestly, right now, who doesn't want an extra $50, $100, or $150 right now, especially in your July, June, then this would also be August paycheck. So I'm going to go ahead and say for the month of June and July, and then we will talk about retroactive. So I don't want anybody in the comments being like, what about those of us who sponsored in May? There's more. There's more for you. If you just recruited at the end of the month, just pump the brakes first. So for the month of June and July, you as a sponsor have an opportunity to earn $50. So you sponsor somebody brand new or somebody who's been away from Cincy for 2+ years and they decide to come back as a new consultant, this also applies to them. So somebody joins and hits shooting star, that means $500 in their first 15 days. You as a sponsor earn an additional $50 in your commission check. If someone goes certified by the end of their first full 30 days, so it's if somebody joins June 15th, roughly that's July 15th, you have that first. So it's not the end of the month, it is a full 30 days for that consultant. If your new consultant goes certified, then you as a sponsor receive $100. If they went both shooting star and certified, you get that $150 going to your commission check. So this is a huge opportunity and incentive for you as a sponsor to grow your frontline, to grow your team, because that's a lot of cash on the line just by growing and having sponsoring conversations. Now, for those of you retroactively who did sponsor in May, and you're like, dang it, I should have held out to see what we were doing in June and July. This applies to you too. And in fact, Whitney and I might argue that it's even better because say you sponsor somebody in May and they didn't hit shooting star, they still have an opportunity. Well, they still have an opportunity for you to earn $50. So if you sponsor somebody May 2nd, you have until June 15th at 11:59 p.m. that if they have $500 in PRV from then till June 15th, $50 goes in your commission book. And then also likewise, if they go certified or have already certified, say you sponsored someone May 1st and they hosted a party, you flipped the party to them and they were certified, you also still get $100. And if they haven't gone certified yet, you still have until the end of June 30th. So if you sponsored somebody May 13th and they go certified by June 30th, it's $100 in your paycheck as well. I'm looking at the chat and I don't think I've lost anybody yet. So if you guys have any questions about that specifically, I can slow down. But I literally just went and wrote this down from the news tab. So it's pretty clear on there if I lost you in some numbers, what they're offering us for the month of June and July specifically, and then also how it applies to those of you who've sponsored retroactively. Now, Whitney might have a couple of ideas or share with you maybe where she got her last recruiter to or the conversations that she had. So hopefully we can get your guys' wheels turning as well if you're thinking, well, I want to go for that, but I currently have no one even in my mind as to who I'd want to go ask.
Yeah, for sure. I will say one thing about this that I was super excited about was, we have the 10-4 challenge, and when they announced it, it was super exciting and it's a huge opportunity for people to earn. But I know for some of my teamies, they gave up before they even tried because they were like, there's no way I'm going to get this crazy incentive. And honestly, like Scentsy made this incentive for the top producers. They have said that, right? They want the people who are the heavy hitters. They want people to go for it. But a lot of my teammates were like, there's no way. Like I've sponsored one person in the last 6 months. How am I going to get 10? And, so they didn't even try. This extra little cash bonus incentive is like, okay, well, what about now? Right? What if you sponsor 3 and that's $450 in your pocket, right? So I feel like even if maybe this is you that I'm talking to, maybe you felt like that when you heard the 10-4 incentive and you're like, that ain't happening, right? You gave up before you even tried. I'm just going to say it, right? Like I'm never going to support you in being small-minded, but I feel like, oh my gosh, they just gave us another reason to try, right? So if you're a leader, or maybe I'm talking to you specifically, this is an opportunity where you may not get that 10-4 challenge, but at least you're going to earn something while you're trying to work towards it, right? So it really changes your mindset with sponsoring again. They have said many times, we need to sponsor, we need to sponsor. We have this huge goal of 36K. They've never, in my 8 years, and Steffi's been here much longer, but they've never offered things like this for sponsoring. They want us to focus on it. And I feel like there's so much that they're giving us. We need to show that we're appreciative and we need to work towards it, right? But they're giving us cash to help people do things that we should already be doing, right? So it's kind of like another incentive. We always talk about how incentives, they're teaching us how to run our business. This is another way that Scentsy is giving us an incentive to teach us how to work our business, right? So I would say this is really just a reason for you to try. $150, shoot, $50 extra a month for already doing something that you should already be doing. You know what I mean? So that's what I took of it. I got really excited, not only for myself, but also for my teamies who I'm like, okay, maybe they're not going to get the 10 in the 3 months, but maybe they'll get 2 or 3 and they'll have $300 extra cash, right? So yeah, I hope that incentive lit your fire more to where you're like, I can do that, or I can at least try to do that. As far as where we're finding new teammates, we actually talked a little bit about this on our call. When we first started this incentive, a lot of people probably hit hard on their customer base. So people that they already know, that maybe they've had conversations with, maybe they've asked before, maybe they haven't, but they've wanted to, and this was the reason that they did reach out to them. And now we're getting into the time where it's like, okay, we've asked everybody that we know. We got to meet new people, right? We have to always be meeting new people anyways. I was actually just on TikTok live talking about how that is a business. When your customers are people that aren't your friends and family, right? That was my goal. When I switched from a hobbyist to doing this full time, I was like, I need to grow my customer base and I need to get to know some people that I don't know. And I need to use the people that I already do know to get there. And I did that by partying. And that is how I personally, and you may roll your eyes and be like, I ain't partying. That's fine. But the easiest and the fastest way is to have someone you already know that is a customer. Maybe they're not even a customer. Maybe they're your best friend and you're going to just say, hey, I need your help to getting into other circles. I need you to introduce me to your people. Don't say specifically party. Something was shared today about a fragrance workshop. I call them scent events. Whatever it looks like, we got to get away from whatever you think a cringe party looks like. We got to get away from those, right? So meeting new people and talking to them. I have been using social media a lot for my new teamies, a lot, because people are looking to make extra money right now. They're looking in all the places and I'm telling them how Scentsy can help them with that, right? Inflation is insane right now. And so I'm just going in and saying, this is what Scentsy has done for me. This is what Scentsy could do for you. In that, I'm still having conversations with my customers. I'm still sharing the opportunity consistently on my social media. And then I'm still, anybody that, I had someone join the other day. Like I mentioned, we just moved to North Carolina. She was actually a real estate, but she saw a Facebook marketplace ad for a last minute teacher gift is how I named it, because I had some things on hand and I was like, I'm going to put some of these together and see if I can sell them. They're still in school here. And she ordered 2 and then she was like, yeah, I used to be a consultant, but my stock's getting low, so I'll keep you in mind. And I was like, it's free to come back since it's been less than 2 years for you. And she was like, or actually, no, she was a newbie. She wasn't a real estate. I told her it's been more than 2 years, so it's not only $9 to come back. She was like, $9? And I was like, yes, come back as a new consultant. You can start from the beginning and earn the awards. And she did. She was like, that's too good of a deal to pass up. And I need more anyways. So she did that. Then my second one was from TikTok. She was the reinstate and she was like, I've been watching you for a while and I just figured I'd come back and give it a try with you. And I was like, awesome, let's do it. You never know who's watching you. You never know when you're going to come across someone who is looking for that, right? So I think the consistent and sharing and making sure that you're being intentional with your conversations when you're talking to people. I know y'all have heard this. It is literally just doing that over and over until you're finding, those were both brand new people I've never met. And again, I just moved here and they both came within the last week. So, anybody else want to share maybe what has worked for them to find new teenies, or if anyone has any questions about, there's so much that's available to us for new people too. We still have the discounted bundles for the products and the business supplies. We have the Shooting Star kit for free. We have the $328 off coupons. There's so much, guys, that it's almost hard not to overwhelm people when you start talking about it, just because it's like, oh, well, this and oh, and that. And but we have never had this much build up to having new people come on.
And I'll say too, if anybody wants to put in the comments or raise your hand so we can stop talking so you get an opportunity too. What I've been doing is looking at my Scentsy Club subscribers. So if any of you have a lengthy list of Scentsy Club subscribers, especially if you are a leader and so you've had roll-ups of clubs recently because Frontline have gone and so clubs have rolled up. I've had quite a large bulk of that these last few months. And so in all of my thank you mail when Scentsy Club subscriptions run, I have just been including a little piece of paper like, want to earn cash back on your Scentsy Club. Like this can be yours. And so like the majority of my Scentsy Club subscriptions are over $60. So roughly 25% commission, $15. So I'm planting that seed with them. Like you really don't have to like work this business, but if I can have the conversation with them to get their foot in the door to the idea of, hey, Whitney, you've got a Scentsy Club subscription. It runs every single month. Did you know that you could open a consultant account and basically earn cash back on your Scentsy Club? So that's $60 Scentsy Club, spend $9 today, get your consultant account up and going, but like it's $15 cash back and thereafter. And so having conversations with all of my Scentsy Club people, and I really don't feel like I'm losing anything because most recently my Scentsy Club subscription has been growing from people leaving. So I didn't work for that PRV. They've rolled up to me. If they decide to join, great. If they decide not to, I'll still continue to keep that $60 PRV every single month. But that's just kind of an out of the box way for recruiting conversations. Who do you have who has Scentsy Club, especially those people who are running them every single month? They obviously love Scentsy. They're using Scentsy or else they wouldn't keep their club subscription. And so having sponsoring conversations with them and using fun words like cashback as opposed to commission, as opposed to join my team, it's open a consultant account or open a Scentsy affiliate link. However you want to do a play on words to maybe have those conversations with people so they immediately don't think joining, recruiting, sponsoring, home parties, whatever works for your customers, and you guys know that best.
Nina said in the comments she's recruited people who buy often by letting them know how much they would have made in commission plus product rewards. So that's always a good one too, is just to go through and say, or even average like the last 3 months. In the last 3 months, you spent this much with me. You would have made this, pointing out what is something they're not aware of, right? There's so many perks. I shared today, like as a consultant, you get first dibs on seeing what's coming, right? You get to know what is coming next first, right?
And it's a great rebuttal for anybody who says like, my husband won't let me. It's like, does your husband know that you would have earned $112 in commission in the last 3 months?
Yep.
So just a little seed to plant amongst them then too.
Emily said her join reels and videos have been bringing people her way that she's never met before. Yep. If you're open to social media, it's a huge outlet. It's a huge opportunity. Even if you're maybe don't feel totally comfortable with it, I would still urge you to try it. Try something new. Anybody else want to share? Y'all are quiet tonight. Y'all are real quiet.
I can hop in if you would like.
Thank you.
I was just looking to see who was actually on to see if I knew any familiar names. And I was like, oh, well, this is, I think, perfect. So my priority, if there's nothing else I can do with the day, because like many of you, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I do this full time. So I have lots of different aspects of my universe that I'm always on the go and doing, taking care of my oldest who has disabilities. But my number one priority every day, regardless of what's happening, is follow-up. I make sure I'm always doing my follow-up. And I was looking and I saw that one of my new gals who joined last month is on. So shout out to her. I'm so excited. She's over halfway to certified already. And it came from a simple, hey, did you know this month you can create your own account for $9? Text message. I mean, it was nothing magical. No magic words, no magic flyer. It was simply following up because I had met her previously and had ongoing conversations over time. and she joined. So that's number one. Secondly, I saw that my new teammate who joined this week was on, and I was like, oh my gosh. And what's even more exciting about that is her first teammate joined tonight, and she's on too. So let me just tell you about Hannah. Hannah is on tonight, and Hannah is actually someone, I don't consider myself a social guru. I am going to do better. I try. It is not my strength, but I do post regularly that, I mean, if you went on my profile, you would know I'm a Scentsy consultant. Okay, I'm not a master, but I do sprinkle it out there. And I got a message a couple weeks ago, actually, from a previous consultant. She'd been a consultant a while back. So we started talking about her coming back. But it just didn't seem like the right time in her life right now. But her daughter, who happens to be Hannah, is a stay-at-home mom and was looking for an opportunity, something she could do from home around her kids' needs so that she didn't have to go back to work outside the home. So it came from that constant social posting. Again, nothing crazy, guys, just reminding people that, hey, I'm that Scentsy lady over here. Hey, I'm still doing this, who wants to, have some fun with me. And so that was how she came about. She was then talking to her sister-in-law about, hey, I'm doing this. It's going to be fun. I want to make some money to stay home with my kids. And sister-in-law was like, well, hey, I want to do that too because I have a young child. So there you go. So my point is, I think sometimes people pause or they get stuck or they think you have to know all the things, know what to say, know what to post. And the reality is, no, you do not. It's nothing magical or special. It's truly just making sure you're constantly having conversations, creating relationships, and making sure people around you know that you're in this to win it, that you're the real deal. You're going to be around to support them, to help them, to work with them. And it's just going to start happening for you. That's my tips.
Thanks, Tracy. I kind of put her on the spot. I sent her a message and I was like, I see you're on, so feel free to unmute if you're in a place.
I think she's had 15 new teamies since May. I think that's what they said today. So y'all hit Tracy up. She is an animal right now. Literal animal. I love it. Well, that's a good idea, Kate. She said right now would be a great time to reach out to moms, teachers, now that school's out. Great for those that want extra income for the summer.
Especially for those who tell you sorry, Emily. I was like, especially for those who tell you that they don't have time. Like summer,
Yeah.
I have so much time on my hands. Besides trying to keep children entertained, like I got nothing but time. Go ahead, friend.
Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of wanted to bump off of what Tracy said because it kind of rang a bell in my head of it's the words. We overthink these words so hard, guys. And like the little easy conversation she just said of like, hey, do you know that we have a special of $9 to create your own account? As easy as that. Don't be like going into chat and saying, oh, I need the perfect verbiage to ask this somebody that I haven't talked to in like 3 months on joining. Don't do that. That's ick. It really, just be yourself. And that's really what Tracy was kind of just saying. And I completely agree. Don't do these long, crazy messages. Just be you and talk like a normal person, not a robot. So that's what I wanted to say.
Love it. Yes, all of the things. And that's the thing, like just being yourself, just sharing what Scentsy has done for you. What do you most like about it? Someone's going to be able to relate to why you love it. And it may not be the exact reason that they are interested in it, but you truly never know who's watching and who is interested in your story too.
Well, and it's like what I was telling when I was talking to Hannah. She put me in a group chat with her new gal. And because Hannah's new, like I think she's on day 4. Okay. So, she obviously didn't have a lot of information yet. And so I was telling her, I said, one of the greatest blessings that Scentsy has provided is I was always able to be at home with my children. I was always able to be in the hospital during my daughter's admissions. I never have missed a field trip. I was always that mom. I was always volunteering in the school. Like Scentsy has given me these blessings and this opportunity. And so why wouldn't I want any other moms who might want to do the same, even if they can't right now? Like let's say you've got friends that have a full-time day job, Maybe you have a full-time day job for that matter, but you don't want that to be your day job. You know, Scentsy can be an opportunity that with effort can be whatever you need it to be. So you have more availability to your kids and to your family and to do the things you want to do. So we have something, guys, that can help so many others, but we need to quit keeping it to ourselves and sharing that out so others can have those same blessings and those same opportunities. Because as much as it probably annoyed my son at times that I was at everything all the time, if you asked him now at 20, he will tell you it's pretty cool that my mom literally was at all the things, every practice, every game. I've never missed. So, you know, just something else I wanted to kind of drop, just to maybe help give you some more confidence maybe of understanding why this is important, to not keep this to yourself, to make sure you're giving everybody the same opportunity.
Tracy,
Yeah.
a follow-up question for you in the chat is,
Oh.
are you including this with all of your follow-ups? So the question is, do regular follow-ups too, are you mentioning the $9 kit? So say somebody just received their order and when you follow up with them, hey, did you get your order? Are you then letting them know about the $9 opportunity as well?
So
Or
on my Scentsy Connect, what's the right word, response, you know, how they automatically have the automated ones. So I change it, you know, I go in and I do change it up. And so not on my very first one, like not on my thank you for your order. I don't do it then. On my, oh, I see your order has been delivered. That's usually the one where I say, hey, you know, and I really appreciate your business. Did you know? You know, that's kind of when I first do it. So I don't do it initially, you know, after they place the order. But the other thing that I did in May is, of course, I sent an email to all of my customers that was very specific just to the $9 promotion. And then I sent a text message out to all of my customers. And anytime I've had people in person, for example, I have people that sometimes will come by and porch pick up. I do a lot of porch pickup because I live in just a good area for that. And so I'm like, okay, lady, I love to take your money, but like seriously, it's $9 for you to create your own account. You know, I just have the conversation with them as often as possible. Now, I probably won't bring it up again now until like July, but I have had to follow up with several. I don't, you know, that's the thing too that's important. They're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like a good deal. Yeah, send me the link. I think I want to do it. 2, 3, 4 days go by. They haven't. I'm not afraid on day 5, day 6 to say, hey girl, just circling back. Come on, you know, what's the holdup? I don't know what's happened, but here's the link again. Let's just get this going. I want to help you make money now. Like, I mean, I know these people, so I know how to, you know, how I can interact with them and not being pushy or anything. But life gets busy. You know, things happen. They meant to do it. Dryer went off. They set down their phone, and next thing you know, they forgot about it. So I have had to send reminders, and I don't feel bad about that. Many of them like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Sometimes life has happened, and they're like, goodness, you know what? I really wanted that $49 kit, but I'm going to need to wait till Friday. No problem. I'll set a reminder in my phone because if you're like me, I need reminders. And then on Friday, sure enough, I say, hey girl, it's Friday. Just wanted to check in, see if you're ready to go. Is it go time? Let's do this. So don't be afraid to do that as well.
thank you. Nina, floor's yours, friend.
Sorry, technical difficulties. So I want to talk real quick to all the introverts that are on this Spark session tonight. If you're an introvert, raise your hand. Let me see y'all. Guys, that is me to the fullest extent. When I joined, I could have a phone call conversation with one of my friends. The minute it turned to Scentsy, I would literally hang up on them. Steffi's my SSD. She probably bugged me for 1.5 years to go live on a training page. And I flipped out. I said no every single time. Use that to your advantage. Reach out to your friends that are shy, that are scared, but that you think could rock this business. Let them know, guys, the cool thing about Scentsy is that they will let you work your business how you need to work your business. I have grown tenfold since I've joined Scentsy. I spoke at a world tour. If you had told me when I joined that I was going to do that, I would have laughed at you. I probably wouldn't have joined because of that. But I want to challenge all of y'all that are on here that are introverts. Get off this Spark session tonight. Go message, text, call 3 of your friends. 3 people you think would rock this. Tell them you're an introvert. Tell them why you think they'll rock this. Ask them to come do this with you, and y'all can grow and learn together. That's it.
Thank you. And even if they don't rock it, it's still really nice having friends and people that we're comfortable with, like on our team and doing Scentsy with us too. If anybody else has anything else in the chat, I do have a couple of like teaser announcements that I wanted to share, and I do have permission to share. But because you guys were on Spark Session, I feel like you guys should get something, I don't know, privy to some information. Oh, okay, Candace, go ahead, and then I'll share my home office teasers for you. I think there was a hand raised.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that I'm muted. My thing is I have a whole house full of young adults, and so they bring people in to meet me and stuff because I feel like I'm a house mom to all these kids. So they come in and I'm like everybody's favorite. And so when they bring people in and they smell what is going in the warmers, and then that brings up conversations like, what is that smell? And so they will go over to my bookcase where all my Scentsy stuff is, and they will pull out the waxes and they'll pass it around to everybody that's in the room. And so use that as your advantage. Use your kids, if you have younger kids, let them be hands-on with that too, because everybody loves that. And so it's all about communication. Like we have a neighbor and she don't come over very often. Well, tonight she come over and she goes, how much are your wax? And so she bought wax right there and she goes, which one is your favorite? And so mine is a blackberry vanilla, and that's my to-go smell for everything. And so she bought 2 of those tonight just for them being my favorite. And so it's all about being active and staying consistent. And I learned that on the Spark sessions and through my director, which is Josh Weber. He's all about being consistent. Even when you don't think nobody's watching on Facebook, keep doing it. Every morning, do your morning devotional like I do. And my thing is, it's all about a Coke in my hand while I'm doing Bible study. And then I talk about what I'm doing for that day. And it's every day. And it always changes. But it's the fact of doing the same thing every day. So people expect that out of you. And if you don't do it, then they're like, what is going on? We're kind of worried. We haven't seen you go on. And we haven't seen a post. And so that's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a saying too, like if they can smell it, you can sell it. Like that's exactly what she's saying. Like we just have to get Scentsy underneath people's noses to even allow us to have the conversation of like what Tracy said, like, hey, it's only $9 to open your own account. And especially young kids coming in through the door, your, like kids as friends and everything, like they need gas money too. So to be able to have that opportunity to get a little side hustle cash for just $9 is a really great way to earn some income right now. All right, so a couple of teasers before we let you all go. So today, SSDs, Whitney, Tracy, we might be the 3 who's on for this evening, but Carrie came on and gave us kind of like where we're at, state of the business wise with some products. So I'm going to let you 35 know that the June monthly edit, this Americana edit that we just rolled out not even 2.5, 3 days ago, is doing really, really well. So if you are kind of holding out to be, closing out orders come Monday with what's releasing or waiting to see what these June Jubilee or whatever we're calling those deals is, just know that the collection's doing really well. And so a couple of those items we heard that we have sold 85% capacity of them. And I don't remember what the other number was, but there's some really, really hot sellers. So don't sit on your June edit because once those are gone, they are gone. And so that's doing really, really well. So that's a really good sign for our business and where we're at. And then also per the planning ahead document on your news tab, we know that on Monday, we are launching Snoopy. And so stay tuned to your workstation, obviously, because tomorrow will be the official announcement, but it is on our Planning Ahead doc for Monday, June 8th. And Superstar directors who were at Summit, I can't speak for, we didn't have boot camp in April. So Superstar directors were able to smell that scent, and I thought it was really, really good. So even if you're not a huge Snoopy fan, read the scent notes because that scent was really, really good. And he's just the cutest in his little camping gear. And if you've been out in the stores, Snoopy is everywhere. So it's a good pulse check on social media to ask who's a fan of Snoopy and get those conversations rolling for the announcement that's to come. And that's all I have from the Planning Ahead doc.
Just a little tip for TikTok. If you're on there, start like searching like Snoopy and like get those people that like Snoopy and follow that type of stuff in your TikTok reels and all that kind of stuff. Get them in your circle. So then when the Snoopy stuff launches, then you might be showing up on their area.
Well, shoot.
Yeah.
And then also know the Planning Ahead says Lilo and Stitch. Now, I know on the SSD page and on the director page, it was asked like, do we have new Lilo and Stitch? And we haven't gotten an answer. So, but same applies as what she's saying then too. I wouldn't even have thought that. But if you start getting your For You page, pushing through some Lilo and Stitch, then Father's
Or like Disney, like any of that.
Yep.
Yeah, like any of that type of stuff, like just, get into people's news feeds and For Yous and all of that on TikTok, and it will help for when you start to push that stuff out.
Thanks.
Yep.
I did want to do a little plug for the Scented Skills Studio group. It is or was the Thursday night shift group, but United We Rise, Thursday night shift, Spark Sessions, all of that is being rolled into one group. So I'm sure most of y'all are already in there, but make sure that you're sharing that with your teams and any new teamies that come in, that's one of the main places that they go, because that's the new, Scented Skills Studio? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
And even on the workstation, that's what it's been renamed. It's no longer the training tab. So make sure that you're in it and that all your teamies are in there as well.
Yep. Well, Whitney and I appreciate you all coming on this evening. If you are in the US like us, I know we had a couple Aussie friends, so I don't know what time it is there or even what day it is. It's probably Thursday already. But we appreciate you guys hopping on. Know that Spark sessions moving forward as of yesterday are now Tuesday, Wednesdays. So we have so much appreciation, admiration, love, praise to give to Teresa, who took Spark sessions and ran with it. And that girl has rocked it for 2 months, 3 months now, all on her own, lining up the facilitators, the recordings, uploading it, all the things. And so starting June 1st with this new Skills Studio that we relaunched on the workstation, and then merging essentially Thursday night shift, United We Rise, Spark sessions, all onto that Scented Skills Studio group to match the Skills Studio on the workstation. You see how that is? So it's a home office endorsed, backed Facebook group. So know that when you send your new teammates there, it is a safe place. It is a safe community. It is well protected. And so know that when you send new teammates there, when you choose to join there, you are in good hands. But that moving forward, Tuesdays, Wednesdays are going to be Spark sessions. Thursday is still Thursday night shift. Monday is still United We Rise. Friday might be something fun or rest, relaxation, catch a recording. But that's going to be the schedule from here on out forever and ever. So we appreciate you guys hopping on tonight. And you know what, Amanda, I think we should do something special for Teresa. Yes, I think we should. And I'll check in with all the other, we have a committee within Sensi from going to Summit. So let me check in with the other training committee, which she's a member of, so that won't work. But yes, thank you for planting that seed. We'll make sure it gets to the right people. She deserves like a spa day or like her phone taken away. something reimbursed, a Zoom member subscription, right. Something. Good grief. So appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. And we'll see you tomorrow for Thursday night shift. Anything else?
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.